Hi, 7th graders. This video comparing and contrasting ancient Greek and Egyptian myths is going to help you with your next assignment, which will be writing an essay on comparing those different myths. So, first of all, some vocabulary. And my screen won't click. There we go. Okay, some vocabulary. An abyss. An abyss is a dark and gaping hole, seemingly endless. So there's a picture I found on the web of an abyss. To blaspheme is to speak disrespectfully about a sacred subject. Okay, especially like in religion, if you blaspheme, that means to speak disrespectfully about whatever god or goddess that religion believes in. Lamentation. A lamentation is an outpouring of grief. Like when someone dies or something terrible happens, a lamentation is a huge amount of grief. Liable means that is the most likely to do something or become something. If I say, oh, he has very poor behavior in class, he's liable to get detention, that means he's likely to get detention because he's having poor behavior in class. And vanquish means to defeat. So if an army vanquishes its enemies, that means they've defeated them. Let's go on to a web quest. You are going to have to, in the next assignment, do a web quest. So before you do your web quest, you're going to have to read The Destruction of Mankind and The Legend of Ra and Isis, which are two myths, Egyptian and Greek myths, and the OW will provide a link for you to read those myths. They're not very long. So after you read those, you will conduct a web quest comparing the gods and goddesses of Egypt and Greece. Okay. A note on the readings. When you click on the link in OW, a sheet will come up with several myths on it. You just need to read the ones listed above. Okay, and again, that will be in your next lesson, the ones that you need to read, so you don't need to remember them now, but you do not need to read the entire sheet that comes up because there are several pages, only 2 myths out of there. And more on the web quest. So you must do the web quest in order to find the information you'll need for your comparison essay. You will use a chart provided for you in OW to collect your information, but you will only turn in the essay, not the chart. Okay? The chart is just for you to jot down information on, comparing the different gods and goddesses of ancient Greece and Rome. So then there are instructions in the lesson on how to do the web quest. It tells you exactly what to search, what sites to go to, and what information to look for. So you need to read the instructions and follow them carefully in order to be able to do this. Okay, so you don't need to just go to find your own website. They give you websites to go to, so it makes it pretty easy. All you have to do is read through and jot down some information that you'll use later in your essay. So your actual assignment, it's going to say, in the next lesson, now that you have developed some background on Egyptian mythology and have read an Egyptian myth, take a few moments to compare Egyptian and Greek mythology. What are the similarities and differences you have noticed thus far? How are the different cultures reflected in the myths of both civilizations? And more about the assignment. You are going to compose a journal entry comparing and contrasting the mythology of ancient Greece and ancient Egypt. You are going to use evidence from the text you read today to support your conclusions. Finally, in comparing these mythologies, evaluate the role you believe mythology has within a culture. Why do you believe mythology is important? So that's what the actual assignment is going to say. And here's what to do about that. All of that really means you will write 3 paragraphs comparing and contrasting Greek and Egyptian myths. Okay? Use what you know about the Greek myths from previous lessons and what you read today about the Egyptian myths. 3 paragraphs. So in paragraphs 1 and 2, you must discuss the similarities and differences you noticed when doing your web quest. Okay, so in other words, in paragraph 1, you can tell how they're similar, and in paragraph 2, you can tell how they're different. You must also tell how the different cultures are represented in the myths of both civilizations. So that means that you have to tell how the culture or way of life in Egypt is represented, or how it's shown, and how the culture or way of life of Greece is shown. Now, use evidence from the myths to support your answers. That means you must quote from the myth or tell about something that happened in the myth that shows what you're talking about. So you're going to have your sentences, Egyptian myths show such and such. Then you're going to say, I know this because in the legend of Ra and Isis, it says this. Something like that. So you make your statement, comparing and contrasting the myths, and then you use quotes or examples from the myths to back up what you say. So that's paragraphs 1 and 2. In paragraph 3, tell why you think mythology is important within a culture. Tell what role it plays. Again, use evidence from the text to support your answer. So you're going to give your opinion on why you think it was important for ancient Greece and ancient Egypt to have myths. Why would the people in that culture, and why do they use those myths in their way of life? Okay? And use examples again from each myth. Okay, and after you're done writing your 3 paragraphs, more on what to do editing. Do you see Bart Simpson over there saying, I will revise my work before turning it in? Okay, I'm only going to reassign it to you if you don't edit and revise. Okay, remember you have to have 3 paragraphs. Don't forget that paragraphs are normally 4 to 5 sentences each. That's minimum. Okay? Number 2, read your essay aloud to someone or to yourself before submitting. That's to check to see if it makes sense. Use the spell check feature in the writer box before submitting. That helps highlight words that are wrong, and then you can click on the word that is wrong to find alternate spellings. Okay, and you have to check for capitals and punctuation where appropriate. Remember, not just at the beginnings of sentences is where you use capitalization. Names are always capitalized. Names of places are always capitalized, like Greece and Egypt. Okay, names like Ra and Isis. Okay, those are always capitalized. And for your paragraphs, make sure you indent. Remember that means going in several spaces before you start your paragraph. All right, if you have any questions, please contact me before you're writing your essay in this assignment. So again, almost everything that is written here is in the next assignment. This is just trying to explain it a little bit more because it's a more confusing assignment. So if you have any questions when you get to the assignment, please contact me. So since you're watching this recording, you must call and talk with me to get credit. If you do leave a message, I will get back to you. So leaving a message doesn't mean that you talked to me about this essay, or this video. So you need to try both of those phone numbers. In case I'm not at one, try the other. And if you need to leave a message, please leave a message at both so I am sure to get back to you. And thank you, and good luck on your essay, and have a great day. Bye.